Make sure we're good on the audio front. Good. Audio testing. Check, check, check. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Audio is good. How you feeling, Adrian?
Live, yeah. I'm excited.
That's
Perfect,
two birds, one stone, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's see how we're... That's two birds, one stone, isn't it? Yes. Woo, we got good audio, Adrian Barunda.
What'd you have to buy to make that happen?
Busy. Busy Bee is who we had to... All right.
I learned so much from Busy.
Larry's in the house. Frank is in the house.
Larry's going to be excited.
Larry, we got the thumbs up from Larry. Audio is good.
That is fantastic. So we're a minute 30 out. So go ahead and hold on to sharing. Don't do that quite yet. Wait till we get to about, 20 seconds. Although our front screen is cool looking, it does not hold any viewers. Ronnie, are you grabbing cigars?
Yeah, what do you want?
I think we just to cut down on that back and forth, I'm thinking, oh shit.
Thank you.
That's a little heavy. Nah, maybe.
I mean, really?
Never mind.
I was going to say, I require a Ron pour. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, it's presidential plus a finger.
Oh, are we going to have a, what do you call it? The
I love you,
word?
man.
I love you, man. Yeah.
No, the word of the day or whatever, which y'all did.
Oh,
with
God,
J-Mo.
no.
Yeah.
Please, no.
No.
All right, what do you want? The red lines, the Snl Halloween, or the Guild?
Probably, I'd say the Guild.
Guild?
The Guild, I think, is going to
All right.
age out well. 30 seconds.
Let me hit the Instagram.
Now, if I can just get them open.
Oh, man, I forgot to take a piss.
I mean, I got a bottle right now.
Dude, you had to do that a minute and a half out. You're just way too late.
That's usually my rhythm. Ready to go?
Yep.
Oh, it should sound stellar tonight.
It should sound stellar. Boys, we are live. We are live. Let's go.
There it is. Come on, Ron.
He's new.
There it is.
Oh. Sweet.
All right.
We are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us. This is Cigar Talk Live. This is our Tuesday get-together with new audio. We are glad to have you joining us. We are here from Frisco, Texas, Industrial Cigar Company, and it is time to smoke a cigar live.
Cheers,
mates.
For now.
Thanks for y'all. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Cheers.
And thank you to Busy Bee for making these, making the audio setup right again. Great again, I think they would say.
Great again?
Yes.
To make audio great again.
We have made audio great again. Welcome. We have a lot of groups that we've shared this with. Hopefully we got our booming group, Cigar Newbies. We hope that you guys are joining us. If you are, you're having this opportunity to hang out with guys in a cigar lounge, just doing what guys do in a cigar lounge, and that is just shoot the shit and have a good time. In the meantime, if you are coming in from Newbies or anywhere else on the planet and you have questions about cigars, things like that, we're here to answer them for you in real time.
And they might even be right.
Well, I mean,
we're going to attempt.
We didn't say we're going to do it right. We just said we're going to do it.
Speaking of our esteemed guest, this is the first time, maybe this could be the first time that our esteemed guest brought us vintage cigars to smoke.
Yes.
And you know what I'm going to do, because I
Unfortunately, I'm
don't
having
like
trouble
listening to myself.
opening it. Who's got a knife?
What's up, Julie? What's up, Larry?
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I might have killed your phone back there, because
That's all right.
I'm just hearing myself here.
And then
we have Mike Hernandez coming in from Bakersfield, California.
Luxury Cigar Ben, thanks for joining. He said the audio is not good.
Oh, hop over to Cigars and Guns Facebook or Industrial Cigars
He probably can't hear you.
Facebook. Oh, yeah. Somebody put in the comments for that guy. What's up, Mike? What's happening, everybody? How's your week starting out?
Good, yeah. We didn't have to work yesterday, so that was, well, I take that back.
What's up, Mark Foss?
That just creates the opportunity to do more shit around the house, and so yeah, big day staining the fence. That was the first part of the day, and the last part of the day. How about you?
You stain the fence yourself?
Well, I stained part of it just
They
to
make
make sure
people
that
for
the
those.
stain was going to work.
Right.
Well, and yesterday, once that sun got down and was just hammering my back, I went, there are people that do this, and they're going to be hired.
Yeah, that's probably right. I spent the weekend in Houston at the NRA annual meeting, which was really interesting. It was super good. Met with all the Brannell's folks, family
You bet.
that we have, and other than that, it was just a great time with that group. Had a great time.
Everyone, so those of you who are joining us, please let us know if you have questions about cigars, guns. Actually, there's only one person that can really tell us about guns. But if you have questions, throw that out there. If you have topics that you want us to talk about, throw that out there. That'll give us a reason to move. And here in just a few minutes, we are going to announce the winners of the Atabay Lottery, where anyone who purchased an Atabay, Byron, or Bandolero over the past week and a half, they could have won an opportunity to have a private dinner with Nelson Alfonso, the creator of the company. But right now, we're smoking Crux. So, what was the coolest thing that you saw at the gun show?
So the day before the actual show, they had a range day for quite a few people. And one of the coolest guns I shot was, and I don't recall, I think it was a Henry rifle. So Henry's known for lever action. And so, but there's a company in Oklahoma that takes that rifle, pimps it out essentially, suppresses it, and like all sorts of Cerakote. It was nice. So it was a suppressed shooting 38 special.
Oh, goodness.
That was my favorite gun.
Really?
That was my
So
favorite.
it's kind of an
gun.
I need
old
a
school,
Henry.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of a
It was-
30-30 looking.
Old school action for sure, but the way it looked was like, because it had a rail, and of course it was suppressed. So it had a new school feel and look, and it was just fun. It's fun to shoot.
You know what he shot? He shot a retro mod. He was shooting a 68 with an LS6 in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
In Cigar Talk, that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
That sounds badass. That sounds like my rhythm right there.
It was fun.
It's like driving a 69 Camaro with disc brakes all the way around.
Love it.
Yes.
Ronnie,
Yes, sir.
thank you for bringing us cigars.
You are most welcome. I was
We
glad to
actually
pull these
did.
out.
I did share it to the Crux Crusaders, one of the groups that's out there that is dedicated to our friends at Crux Cigars. This is actually old school, pre the
Redesign.
new label and new packaging that you created, Brandon.
Pre-go
And
local.
Pre-go local. And these cigars have been sitting for a good period of time, as we can tell by the oily brown wrappers that are sitting here on the package. And by the way, as a reminder for all you newbies out there, if you get an opportunity to find a cigar that's got a very brown
Look at that.
cellophane on it, buy it and smoke it, because that means they have been sitting for a long time.
I'm surprised it still has more bite than I would have anticipated. I thought it was going to be super buttery at the beginning. But it's got a little bite.
I didn't get the bite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't
Here,
either.
try this. Try that. I got a bite off of that. That has a bite, right? You want to try this?
Mine is smooth.
It's not this.
Trey
not
Dads, I
that.
think you and your dad got the same one.
That tastes more aged. That tastes like it has significant age.
That's a completely different cigar.
Yep.
Really?
I mean,
is,
just
yeah.
absolutely 100% different. Try that. It is completely different. So you never know how certain tobaccos are going to age out.
It doesn't help when you
Wow,
inhale it.
you're right.
But yeah.
Yeah, don't inhale it. Don't inhale it. I hope we're coming in. I hope we're catching everyone on a good Tuesday evening.
night. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm just excited.
I'm stoked to be here with you guys. I watch the show periodically and been wondering when it was going to be my chance to come in here and harass the shit out of everybody.
Did we introduce? I mean, tell us about your show. You got your own podcast.
Who the
Tell us
hell
a little
are
about
you?
yourself.
I'm Ron Hancock. I do Tales from the Lounge. We have a live stream on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, and we do cigar company spotlights. We'll occasionally have guests on there from various cigar companies and that type of thing. But our focus is usually a cigar company. We'll pick a company. We'll do their history, talk about the owners of them, how they got into the cigar business.
Get the owner drunk.
And get the owner drunk on occasion. No, actually, that owner got us drunk. So let's clarify. You know, Jamon decided he wanted to turn the show into a drinking game, and every time we said cigar, he wanted us to drink.
Yeah.
And when I pulled out the
owner of Definition Cigars, and the drinking word was cigars. So I was watching this show, and I'm texting in, what does DC cigars, or what does DC stand for? Oh, it's a Definition Cigar. Oh, here we go. And I sent that in like 10 times, and they fell for it every time.
I'm going to find a way to cut off the first 4 minutes and the last 4 minutes. And then just put a little SpongeBob bumper in the middle that says, and sometime later. And it's going to go to, I love you, man.
I love you, man.
What does it say?
We were so into the I love you, mans by the end of the show.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal.
Like, moment later.
And,
many moments later.
We started out with some Angel's Envy, which was really good. We finished that bottle off. And then we tipped into the Lone Elm single barrel, which was 110 proof.
Good night.
And my God, it was a night to remember. And Jamon, I love you. I can't wait to have you on the show again. But we're not doing that again.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. That was a good show.
One.
It was. I don't know about the middle. I didn't watch the middle, but I'm sure it was good. But the end was really good.
We did have some good conversation. We talked about his latest blends that he was doing, and talked about his company and where they were and what they were looking forward to heading to. And that's part of the cool thing about the show is you get to learn things about not only the cigar companies, but the owners that you may not have even suspected or even known about the companies that you've been smoking for who knows how long.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Frank the Tank has an important question. What are you guys drinking tonight? You are drinking a bottle of Albini 14.
Hang on. This is Caribbean Cast. I don't know if we were supposed to drink this.
Well, I bought it for
Trader?
Tony. No, I bought it for Tony Goines.
Where did you find this?
When I don't know, liquor store, and I bought it for Tony Goines. And he had, by the time he got here, he was so tired that he only had the ability to just take down a little sip. So it looks like you guys are going to take care of the rest. We've got Chris coming in. We got Frank the Tank, JD Mars, Jay Goody's coming in. Mark asked an important question of you, Brandon. Have you seen Maverick yet?
I will say this with a caveat that says no spoilers, because I don't know if I've ever been so excited to watch the movie. I have not seen it yet. I have had 10 people tell me that they saw it, and 10 people were not only saying, oh, it's good, they were saying it
Awesome.
is phenomenal.
Okay.
It takes a small miracle to get my wife to actually want to see a movie a second time. She wanted to see it the next day.
Wow.
She's like, I want to see it again.
Blake Deal was in the lobby on Saturday after he saw it in the morning, and he was shadow boxing.
Yeah.
He was up there and like just throwing fists. I was like,
Yeah.
What's going on? I just saw Maverick. You got to see it. And when you look at movies that are so breakthrough, like Top Gun, you fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually the follow-up is just terrible, i.e.
Yes.
Dumb and Dumber. Anchorman fell.
Name it,
Name it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But to wait, would they wait 36 years?
30, I think it was 30. Yeah, about 30 years, I think. But I'll tell you that what's interesting is, and a guy that I communicate with, Tim Miller, big car guy, Tim went to it and he said, it's a movie that it's not grotesque. There's not, blood scenes. There's not graphic sex scenes. There's none of this stuff in there.
I saw that, yeah.
And it just kept going. And I didn't realize it. My wife had never seen the original Top Gun. So we watched it the night before at my house. And so it was great for her to be able to see that. But I didn't realize that the real combat scenes and stuff like that were really only the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
This is like the last 45 minutes of the movie. It is intense.
Really?
But
Well, the first movie was like that. There wasn't a lot of grotesque stuff. There was not.
It's just a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Back then,
and I love
we
the
didn't
original.
have that stuff back then.
No, they did
Gratuitous
not.
sex scenes and cussing and just.
I think they might cuss
The
in
only
there
requirement
twice.
was that Tom Cruise and what's his name had to be shirtless out on the volleyball court.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, but
again.
you got to sell the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens again. But
You know what? Let me just go ahead and throw my tinfoil hat on. Okay? We're going to war, boys.
We're already starting.
We are going to war. You know why? Because that is a clean movie that a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old can watch, and now he wants to be an Air Force pilot. So in the next 6 to 8 years, you got to pay attention. Get your gats is what I'm saying. Because if that movie was that good, there's no reason why it was that good for it just to be a good movie.
Mark's saying it's the way a sequel is supposed to be done. It is. You're absolutely right. It starts out good. It ends good. There's a lot of entertainment in the middle, and
Well, I've been skeptical about seeing it, but after hearing all the rave reviews from people, and I don't pay attention to what the critics are saying because they don't know shit. But hearing all of my friends and the people here at the lounge going, "That's just really a great movie," I'm like, "Well, damn, I'm gonna have to go see the damn thing."
Yeah, can't wait.
No, Rotten Tomatoes for the they do the critics and the viewers. So usually the critics give it a 95 and the viewers give it like a 60. This is like 96 and the viewers are at 99.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's that good. I mean, you're talking, when I'm hearing this, I'm hearing one of the greatest movies of all time. Is what that's telling me.
It's from an aviation standpoint. I think it's so good.
What are they flying?
But you know what? That's
They're
the way
flying.
the first one
They're
was.
flying all contemporary planes. They're flying
like F-22s?
No, they're flying F-18s for the most part. But what was interesting is the pilots were all in the real planes. They were flying in these planes, doing their thing, and of course, they have to get the planes from the government, and the government was charging them $11 million an hour flight time.
Shit.
$11 million an hour. But it sounds like they made their money back because they did $248 million opening
Record.
weekend and
Record
$248
Memorial Day.
overseas.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was listening
Okay.
today that it set Memorial Day records across the board.
Honestly, the timing for this movie, because I know it's been held back, right, for a year or two.
Right.
Yep.
COVID and all that stuff happened. This weekend was the perfect timing for that.
Yeah,
It was the perfect timing for it,
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
I think I just for shits and giggles, I went on Cinemark's apps and I just looked at like the 5 o'clock show and the 7 o'clock show and stuff. And people, how they graze out the seats that aren't available.
Yeah.
People were buying the front row seats.
And scalping them?
And, no, I don't know. They might have been scalping them, but to get I couldn't watch that in the XD theater in the front row.
No, I can't.
Can I ask this? How much does a movie cost now? How much is a
It's
movie?
still cheaper than the popcorn, but
Is it $15 a movie?
I think it's probably, I don't know, 12, 15
If you're
bucks.
seeing an XD, it's $15.
I wouldn't know either.
Let me ask this to people. When is the last time you went to a movie theater? What's the last movie you saw in the theater?
Last one I went to see was this last Spider-Man movie,
How many years ago was that?
like 6 months ago.
Oh, you're an early adopter.
Listen, I love the Spider-Man franchise, and I think
$10, Pennington. What movie theater is that? That guy's going
He walks in
to. Yeah, he's
backwards.
going to.
yeah, he's walking in backwards, and he's not watching it in XD. The XD
Sorry,
is the kicker on that. Mm-hmm. There's always a premium on that. And if you go to the IMAX,
I saw that. I saw.
If you go to the IMAX, there's another $4 or $5 on top of that.
Yeah, Pennington's going to the senior special early.
Yeah.
Early
Early
show,
show, yeah.
10 times.
He
J.
goes,
Mars
he goes
is
to the one
correcting
you
me.
take the dog to.
That dog, I
Good
swear to
old
God.
Sparky.
I love that dog.
I love
until
that dog, but I'm going to drop kick it.
Yeah, I'll just bring Havana in to clear it out.
Yeah, Havana would be just coughing up fur for the rest of the night.
Murdering. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. This is Tuesday's Cigar Talk Live, and I just feel like an NPR DJ right now.
Yeah, it's feeling
Talking right into the mic.
you look
You're
like
not
an
getting in.
NPR.
You're just kind of throwing it out there. You got to get into it.
Does this make it any better?
If we had headphones, you would embrace this situation right now.
You would
You're
suck
right.
in.
You're right. I'm missing the headphones.
Yeah.
If you guys will just allow me just for a second to say something I always wanted to say
Plus, I'm
in
always
this type
short.
of a mic, which is
Sweaty balls.
we'd like to see your sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
And I just think that's with these mics you just have
The
to
first
do that.
podcast we did, it was in my patio. Busy brought this setup. We had the headphones on. It was Kathleen and I, and she's like, I feel like saying sweaty balls. And it was just like that whole that SNL skit.
Yep.
If you've never seen it,
Then you're raised wrong, or you're an idiot,
or too young.
Yeah,
Or too young. Well,
both, all of those
by
things.
the way, that brings up an interesting topic. When is the last time
SNL was
Saturday
funny.
Night Live has been funny?
20 years ago?
Hang on. let's stop for a second and ask this
I'd say
question
40 years ago, but then I show my age.
How long has it been since Will Ferrell's been on it?
that's the question is,
Yeah.
what is the best class of SNL? What has been your favorite? Because I think it has to do with how old you were when
Yeah.
you started
Well,
watching it. So what do you think
The
is the
first
best?
ones, the first group was pretty good with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and those guys.
Belushi
Steve
and-
Martin was on a lot. Belushi was in it.
Yeah.
That
And Gilda Radner.
Gilda
I mean,
Radner was great.
If you miss Gilda,
Thank you, Larry.
That-
That's
I mean,
what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
there's an icon right there.
No, I think it's
What's the best class? If you're going to take one class, what do you take from SNL?
that Will Ferrell class was pretty good.
I think so.
Yeah.
And at the end of, I would take at the end of Will Ferrell, where you have Horatio Sands, you have Chris Kattan, you have he's got a late night show now. He plays the guitar.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Him and Horatio Sands would laugh in every one of the
Everything,
skits.
yeah. Oh.
Somebody help me out here.
The real Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
Fallon. You had Sherry O'Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gentleman who just passed away not long ago from cancer. Norm Macdonald, of course,
Yeah.
was a little bit
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
but kind of in that territory.
But they had who was the guy? Was it
Buckwheat.
Who was the guy that
Eddie Murphy.
was so good at
Yeah.
at imitating people? He did Bill Clinton perfectly, but he was one of these guys that just had an incredible
I don't know his
range.
name, but I know what you're
Yep.
talking about. Yeah.
But that was maybe the class before then,
Yeah,
right?
he was.
Yeah.
God, he was good.
Well, you remember Joe Piscopo was on for
Yeah.
decades, who
Yeah.
was a phenomenal
Fallon. Thank you, Joe.
impersonist.
Buckwheat. Thanks for tossing that out. I mean, that was
The Eddie Murphy class but Eddie was he just was so dominant.
it's on another level.
Yeah.
And I think you just had I think you had a cast that worked well together.
Oliver's coming in with Chris Farley.
Oh, Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, yeah.
Oh, how do
I
you
mean,
miss Chris
all
Farley?
These names you're bringing up, and then I think of a skit. So Chris Farley, when he did the
Motivational speaker.
not just that one, but the one where
The Bears.
he was the that one too, but he was the Chippendales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with Patrick Swayze.
Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one was good. Lay off, I'm starving, please. When they're the girls.
Oh, God, all those. Yeah.
How many heart attacks is that for you there, Bob? That's a baker's dozen over there.
Yeah, it makes me-
I'm having a heart attack.
Look at this. Dana Carvey, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And now I think you just it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to watch SNL and see where it is.
Oh,
However,
It didn't need to go. If you go back and look at the old stuff, it wasn't so political.
No.
Now it's so political and it leans so much in one direction.
Yep.
You're going to alienate half the country.
yeah.
But you know, I joked with your wife that every time she mentioned the football games to you, she'd say, "Da Bears,
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Da Bears."
Yes. SNL. I will tell you one thing though. I still remember growing up watching SNL with you and I still will put on SNL now with Alessia because that sound, thankfully they've never changed the theme song. I mean,
Right.
they've updated it a little,
Yep.
but that sax is still so nostalgic to me
Yeah.
that it's interesting because when I was about Alessia's age, you had the entertainment center downstairs, and we had that leather chair downstairs.
Yep.
Remember the entertainment center had the VHS that would
Yep.
pull out, and you
Pull
could stack
out all the
VHSs
tapes
in
in
there.
there,
yeah.
And we laid. I just remember you laying with me on the couch, and we watched SNL, and that is so burned into my mind that I get to recreate that moment.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what I appreciate about SNL,
Yeah.
even still being around, is I can even put that on our old ones, lay with Alessia when she's about the same age as I was, and recreate those moments. I think that is the good thing about SNL still being around, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they have some musical artists on there now that I have no freaking clue where they found these people.
But we
Oh,
ne-
I know.
There
the
are
musical
some
artist was
bizarre-
always kind of a hit and miss, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, but they've
But they
had
had
some.
some great ones on there.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of them coming in.
Who was,
living in a van down by the river?
Who was Richard and Tommy Boy?
Oh,
When he's the flight attendant?
David Spade.
David Spade.
David Spade,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Bye-bye now.
he's
Bye-bye
good.
now.
Yeah,
Bye-bye
he's
now.
good, yeah.
Bye-bye now. That one's... Oh, I mean, we could go on Simadan now.
now this new skit that they do.
Simadan now.
The new skit that they do where the three people were abducted by aliens.
Oh, my
And
God.
the two were like, I was taken in this warm light. I was sat down in this steel, and the one and they
smoking a cigarette?
Smoking a cigarette. I don't know what floor you guys were on, but now where I was at,
She's funny.
That is hilarious.
Freaking hilarious.
She is
And
hilarious.
Also, JD Mars, piss off, man. That was not the early 2000s.
Ryan Gosling was just hilarious.
Yes.
And kept cracking up and just having to pull his shirt up so he wouldn't laugh.
There was one when Will Ferrell came out in like a red, white,
American
blue
flag.
American flag deal. And,
Speedo.
and everybody was just losing it.
You know, the one that Sherry O'Terry was the Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
When everybody's sitting at the table.
Nobody can keep a straight face on that.
My cat got syphilis. Pulls into him. Oh, what's up, Rodney Smith? What's happening? I will tell you on SNL, my favorite cameo. Of course, Steve Martin was never part of the cast, but was a tremendous cameo. Someone I think is better that I gained a ton of respect for.
I know.
Who?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Bring it on down to Omelettville.
Yeah, that dude, he could have been a cast member because his timing was so good.
really good.
He was so talented.
Yeah.
Coming out of the boy band
Dick in the
era.
Box.
Yeah.
Dick in the Box.
Yeah.
Andy Samberg.
Andy Sandberg, he's good. Yeah.
What do they call the Lonely Item? The
Lonely Island.
Lonely
Lonely
Island
Island.
boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a throw it on the ground. There's a whole bunch. I mean, it's just everyone who's joining us.
And
Thank
I
you.
tell
This
what,
is us
every
just.
time around Christmas, I'm watching Dig in the Box. I mean, that's just hilarious.
Ronnie, I've seen you with a certain model here. You've been watching Dick in the Box for quite some time.
Okay, so Larry's going old school, but Rosanna Dana.
Dana.
Gosh, she was,
Again, Gilda Radner.
she was so good.
She was so phenomenal.
What the hell is that?
That's a classic. That is
I
an
know
absolute Bill Murray absolute classic. What in the hell is that? I don't know
Don't
what
put your
it is.
lips on it.
Yeah.
And Steve Martin, the two of them.
You kids get away from there.
That was
And that's all they did was just that skit where they pretended they were watching something bizarre, and it was just those two doing that. That was so good.
Foss coming in, King Tut with Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man,
Wild and
this
Crazy
is-
Guys is the classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Steve Martin and Aykroyd.
Yep.
Wild and Crazy.
We are two wild
Now
and
let me
crazy guys.
let me take a pivot here because there were some great times when you had SNL was the staple, but then you had a couple of I don't want to call it spin-offs, but spin-off definitely with Mad TV. Mad TV
Yeah.
had some killers,
Yep.
but in living color.
Oh, God,
Classic.
yes.
No way
That's
that could
great,
air
yeah.
today.
No, absolutely
No
not.
way.
So many shows that couldn't air today at all.
I mean, you couldn't even do
J-Lo got her start. With
Firehouse Bill.
Firehouse Bill.
Coneheads.
I come from France. I can't see a
Coneheads
French
are good,
person
yeah.
without saying I come from France.
We are from France.
Oh, it was just the spin-offs. That was just. I suppose everyone longs for a different time that was in the past, but as far as SNL goes, no one can argue that SNL is better now than it was.
Three snaps and a twist.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that?
That
No,
was
no.
on In Living Color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Damon
don't remember
Wayans.
that. Damon Wayans?
Yeah. They were two gay guys that would movie critics.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and back to SNL, if you get to
Wow,
Mike
these
Myers,
guys are coming in with some great
also
ones.
Mike Myers, thanks for that, Mark
Yeah.
Foss, but when he's the talk show host, and
Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk.
Yeah.
Like
Coffee
butter.
Talk.
Like butter.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we got
I'm glad
Mr.
we've
Bill
got
coming in.
everybody
Mr. Bill was a classic.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a classic.
Oh, yeah.
So many good ones.
But
Just
they've
killer.
had decades to work on that stuff.
The church lady.
I mean,
oh,
if
my
you could
God.
pull out, just 2 or 3 different skits per season, you've got phenomenal material.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is just good reminiscing. I didn't expect this to go this direction, but I'm
this
sure
is
glad
good.
it is.
Wayne's World was
Oh.
great.
Thank you, Brad.
Party on.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Pat.
Pat.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Dana Carvey that did that?
No.
No.
It was
Who
a
was
girl.
Pat?
This is a lady. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller is I guess.
Dennis Miller was funny. Dennis wasn't the one
That's
that
just-
did that, but
Who did
Dennis Miller was funny.
Dennis Miller on News Update was just phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, news update was a good ad, but then Norm Macdonald I think is probably
Between him,
I mean
and Norm
R.I.P.
Macdonald,
but I think Norm
were
Macdonald.
Those were the two guys on those skits that were just phenomenal. The two guys they've got now are okay, but the material is just weak. you know.
Yeah, it's too easy. You know where Weekend Update is going now, but what do you got there?
Julia Sweeney.
Julia Sweeney.
So I guess maybe she was one and done off the show. I don't know.
Well,
what
I mean, she's a
doing now.
legend with Pat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They
that
did a
was
movie with Pat. I mean,
Did they
come on.
really?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yep.
Huh. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
Huh.
But
All
Mr.
right.
Robinson's Neighborhood, I mean, come on.
Oh, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood with Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
I'm
yes.
Gumby, damn it.
Yes. So this is a part of this last 15 minutes has been us just reminiscing.
Yeah.
And so if
The
you're
good
just
old
joining
days.
us, you're missing
JD,
almost nothing.
JD nailed it. He says some of us are carbon dating ourselves right now. Yeah.
Easily.
We're old as white dog shit. That is for sure.
But they were good times. They were good times.
Yeah.
When comedy was comedy, you didn't have to worry about it.
my day, you know, we used to watch them good shows.
Back in the day. What is
Now, I will say this: there are two cast members, former cast members, on a show I believe it's on Showtime called "I Love That on You."
Oh, you told
I
me.
have not seen that yet. I need to watch that.
It's spectacular, and it's the one girl. I don't know her name. She's the main star in this, but she has this she's really awkward the way she carries herself.
She's in a Office Christmas Party.
No.
Are you sure? Where she's
she
like
is,
the
she
accountant.
is.
She's the accountant,
Yes.
and the Asian guy wants to get with her.
Yep.
She's like, treat me
Yeah.
like a baby.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know, that's a good one.
So
by the
she's
way.
in that skit as well, or in that show. And who was the superstar?
Yeah.
Sherry O'Terry.
Sherry O'Terry.
Yep.
No,
Oh,
superstar.
Molly Shannon.
There you go.
Molly Shannon.
Yep.
So those two are
forgot about Molly
hosts
Shannon.
on one is an icon on SVN, which is a Home Shopping Network spinoff. It's funny.
Thank
as
you,
hell.
Larry Adams. Thank you, Larry Adams.
Yeah,
I'm just so
cheeseburger.
happy about this
We
audio.
got cheeseburger, no Pepsi. Cheeps.
Cheeseburger. Who did that?
That was Belushi.
Yeah.
And there's a
Cheeseburger,
restaurant
cheeseburger.
in Chicago called Billy Goats, and that's the way you go in and order. I'll take
it's
a
a real
cheeseburger
restaurant?
and fries. Cheeseburger. Then they would order cheeseburger. No fries, cheeps.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, Pepsi.
Cheeseburger,
No
fries.
Yeah, that was classic.
Man.
Samurai Bakery.
He did the samurai. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about when Aykroyd did the Vegematic, where he put the bass in the blender and just starts grinding the shit up?
Oh man. What would you say is the most memorable? What's your favorite SNL skit?
Oh,
or maybe
my
you have to
God.
put a couple in there. But think about some of the top SNL skits. Maybe not most memorable, but which ones are most irreplaceable to you specifically? Not the most popular that you would throw out at a party so everyone kind of laughs and agrees with you, but what are the most memorable to you?
Land Shark.
Land Shark was pretty good.
Land Shark.
I remember that.
The guy came to the door. He would pretend that he was somebody else. It'd be like Candygram knocking on the door, and then he opened the door, and the shark would come in and eat him.
Cowbell. How do we miss Cowbell?
Cowbell, yeah.
Cowbell.
Christopher Walken should have been a full-time cast member as well.
Yeah.
Mine, to answer your question, from my perspective, is the Two Wild and Crazy Guys, because that's me, and that's what me and Scott Noble we do that everywhere.
I have a picture from you in 1978.
Yeah,
going Wild and Crazy Guys.
We did that at our prom and stuff.
So Wild and Crazy Guys.
Wild and Crazy Guy. That's the one that just sticks with me, for sure.
You know, there's one that sticks with me that is actually new era. We're talking older era, but there's a new era where the gentleman, it's a Halloween special, and it's a gentleman who is at the very beginning of Pineapple Express. I'll figure out his name. But he's doing a Halloween special,
Yeah.
and it's the new cast member who does the Target lady.
Oh yeah,
And she comes in, and then
She's
there's
good.
Liberace who's in there, and everyone is a cast member on this kids show, and it's all black and white. And they come in, and I'll remember what his name is, and you guys will know who I'm talking about. But he's a host, and it's a 1950s style. Hey, he comes in, and Dean Martin comes in, and it's John Hems, and he comes in, and he's just loaded, and he's just pissed up drunk, and he's like, he's saying all this inappropriate stuff, and Jeebus, Jeebus, children's show. But that, I will piss myself laughing every time I watch it. It's not Seth Rogen, it's, I'll figure out who it is. SNL Halloween Special. What do you guys think while I look this up?
My earliest memory of SNL, it has to be Jim Belushi with the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that one.
Yeah. Belushi was so good.
Yeah.
What about you, Ronnie?
What's up, Rob? Thanks for joining.
I love the Land Shark, and then anything with Rosanna Dana.
Yeah.
I mean, Gilda Radner was just
That's who it is.
phenomenal. She is just hilarious.
Bill Hader,
Yes.
Kristen
Bill
Wiig,
Hader.
John Hamm, and Fred Armisen.
I know the character that you're talking about.
I'll pull
With
it
that
up.
Hader does it.
I'm just going to drop this in the link. You guys go ahead and leave us for a second, watch this, and then come back and thank me later.
Bill Hader, he's great.
It's TV. It's Vincent Price's Halloween Special.
You go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is, I will laugh my ass off at this.
Oh, yeah.
And the Californians.
The Californians were great.
Yes.
I sat around Colorado.
Sit around. You got soft hands for a dude, bro. For those of you who are still with us,
Yes.
we apologize.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking at 20 viewers right now.
hey, this is actually working. Go ahead and hit share. Hey, can we talk about the winners for because anyone who's watching for the winners, let's go
That's
ahead.
really the only reason they're watching.
Let's be honest. Let's see how this falls off after it. But
okay, I'm looking it up.
so Pops is looking this up right now. We are going to actually. You can read it off how you have it because I know you did the drawing earlier this afternoon. We're talking Friday this evening, this week, Friday evening. A certain number of people will be able to go to a private dinner with Nelson Alfonso, the owner of Atabay, Byron Bandolero. He has his hands in a ton of different cigars, and they're all magic. And then Saturday, if you don't have tickets, if you're a private member, there are still tickets. If you don't have tickets and you're not a private member, there are no tickets left. We are looking at 76 people currently that will be in the building for it.
Wow.
It's going to be full, and
It's gonna
Busy
be a good
Bee's
time.
setting up, so it's going to be kind of a first Friday environment.
Nice.
So it'll be fun, it will be educational, and we're going to have a true
I'm looking
legend.
forward to seeing Nelson again. I haven't seen him in a couple of years. In fact, the last time I saw him was probably Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Friendsgiving 2018.
Has it
Wow,
been that
it's
long?
been that long?
2018.
Well, then I
You
saw
were
him.
saying 2019, but it was not 2019.
18.
It was 2018.
Wow.
Then I saw him after that.
Thanksgiving.
Because Dustin and I ran into him in Cuba in 2019.
That's right.
You
in
ran
Miami.
into him?
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
right.
you guys were in Florida, though.
We were in Florida.
Yeah.
We were on our way back from our Cuba trip, and we had a long layover in Miami.
Frank
and
Chump.
one of Dustin's buddies
Frank.
picked us up,
Frank.
and we ran around Little Havana for a while.
Honestly.
and
I
we
mean,
were in a cigar lounge
Oklahoma.
there in Havana.
I get it.
Or I mean, in Miami, and I'm walking by, and I walk past somebody, and I go, "Wait a minute."
That was
And I turn around, I look at
Nelson.
Dustin, I said, I think that was Nelson. And he goes, Nelson? I said, Nelson Alfonso. And I turn around, I go, Nelson. And he turns around and goes, Ron. I said, how are you doing, man? And I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? Why aren't you in Spain? He goes, he was here for some meeting he had there.
His warehouse is in Miami.
And
And he remembers your name.
he remembered my name.
How cool is that?
And, you know, and Nelson and I have just, I've never connected with a guy so quickly and so thoroughly than the first time I ever met Nelson. And he is just a phenomenal guy. And in fact, I'm jokingly talking about buying a villa in Spain just so that I will be in Spain and I can invite Nelson over to the house.
I will go in 1/100,000th
No,
with
no, you don't have to. I found a villa for about $78K.
1/1000 still sits around. I mean, I will throw down
I'm
no
in
problem.
for half of that.
Perfect. Let's go in, boys.
Put me in for a
If
full
anyone is
1,000.
looking for a business opportunity,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've got a business opportunity for you.
So
Well,
Okay, Pops.
So here's how it broke down.
If Frank wins, he's in Oklahoma doing some Indian stuff, so he cannot.
Oh,
or
that's too
Native
bad, 'cause
American
he was
stuff.
first on the list.
So that means I
don't
get
know
a
what he's
spot,
doing
right?
over there.
Red dot or
So that means I get a
Feathers.
spot, right?
Yeah, well, you're just on the outside, but it's Ryan Hensley,
Nice.
Elliot, Terry Tompkins,
Nice.
and Grady Yates. Now we have some guys that are on standby in case somebody can't do this particular dinner.
Nice.
We have
As long as
John
Chris-
Westgate,
Oh, cool.
Pennington.
No. Do not say Pennington.
He wins everything.
damn
He
it.
wins everything.
Fuck you, Pennington.
Johnny Goodner. Now, this is what happens. You get points. Now, when you bought an Atabay, you got 2 points. Byron's, you got 2 points or 2 entries. And some of these guys bought 150 cigars, which got them 300 entries into this raffle.
For a $30 dinner.
Yeah, so
That's marketing, brother. That's marketing.
Westgate,
But they're all great cigars.
Pennington, Goodner, and another gentleman, I have to get the first name, but the last name is Thompson.
Thompson.
Yes.
Ron Thompson.
So we have Tompkins and Thompson. So that's 8. And we'll notify you guys tomorrow. If you can't make it, then we'll go to the alternates.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes.
That is
That's
going to
gonna
be
be awesome.
Did you?
Congratulations, everybody but Pennington.
Absolutely. Everybody but Pennington. Did you reach out to Chamberlain's or is it Kenny's?
I'll get it all buttoned up tomorrow.
Okay.
I was working on a lead with Haywire.
Okay, cool. But
As long as it's
He
not
didn't get back to me.
McDonald's.
Terry, how cool is that? And you know what's cool? What goes around comes around. Terry was actually leading the tenors in the Dallas Symphony, and he had these club tickets that he bought to give to somebody, and he was just having the damnedest time. Well, he was just giving them. I mean, he tried to give them to everybody, and I felt terrible for the guy because I couldn't swing
couldn't
the
go
thing.
either.
I just couldn't swing it. But Chris Pennington actually got a chance to go and just said it was amazing. This guy is one of the most
That's cool.
talented musicians I've ever seen in my
Incredible.
life, and just a tremendous add to the culture here.
Yep.
Yes,
No
he
I'm,
is.
doubt
I'm glad
about
he
it.
won. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I sat with him last night for quite a while, and him and I always have a great conversation. He's a great guy.
His personality is
He's
fantastic,
been
isn't it?
Fantastic.
How cool was that to have a first timer in today?
It's always phenomenal when
Here's-
the first timer in.
First timer comes in, speaks with Cameron last night. Cameron spends 1 hour with him, walking around, educating, running through. That it just does my soul good. But he goes back home, realizes he doesn't have a lighter, so he comes in today to have his first cigar here. I said, "To hell with it. You're going to have an Atabay. You're going to one up everybody at the party."
Yeah.
So he has an Atabay Sabios. Sit down, show him how to smoke the cigar, how to enjoy the cigar, and before you know it, Ron's there, Pennington's there.
Terry,
Larry,
Steve.
Steve is there. There's just this whole group, and he's a 21-year-old kid, well more mature than his age shows.
Yeah.
Just here experiencing for the first time an Atabay at Industrial with the right people. It was infectious. I could not leave the table. It was incredible
That's
to get
awesome.
him
It
connected.
was awesome.
Yeah, so cool.
Let's roll in here to. I know it's going to be a little bit of a spoiler, so you probably thought about it, but the judgmental questions. Maybe
Yeah.
we just hit one and keep rolling here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Where
So-
do you think? Where do you guys think he's going to sit?
Let me preface something here real quick. During middle school and early high school, I did a lot of research because I was fascinated with Bigfoot, Bermuda Triangle, Loch Ness Monster, the whole gambit. And I have done a lot of reading on all of this stuff.
Right.
So I'm going to have a great time.
Particularly if you've
Well,
read
don't give it away,
If
Ron.
you've
I'm not.
read any of it on the
What
internet.
are you going with?
it's
He's a
gotta-
10.
No, he
Listen,
isn't.
hey.
No, he isn't. I think he's a 1 and 2. I think I'm going 1 and 2.
All right. Well, the entire internet is watching tonight. We're adding people as time goes on, and this is where you, as viewers of Cigar Talk Live, get an opportunity to just straight out judge the people that are in
Absolutely.
here being asked these questions. Question number 1 of what has turned into the big 3, has turned into 4, has turned into 5. But number 1, Ron Hancock, where do you stand on Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. I really, really want to believe in Bigfoot, But because of all the infrared camera and all the optics that are available, I want to say he's not out there, and if he is, he's a better hider than the best sniper on the planet.
That's where do you sit on the spectrum of 1 to 10?
7.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a goddamn believer. If
that's
I've ever heard
solid.
a number.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm here.
There's. I know
there.
you're at a 0.
Yeah.
You know, but you know
He
what?
wants
There's-
to believe.
The problem
That's fair.
is,
So do I.
The other problem is there is so much forest area and mountainous area out there that we don't know anything about, that we haven't explored, and don't have the camera set up for yet, that there might be something out there.
Look,
The
There's
odds of
cameras-
setting a camera up when you see some of the forests these guys are in, they're going to these areas where they've had spottings and stuff, and they're setting their cameras up. But literally, that's like throwing a nickel in the ocean and saying, "Go find it."
No, as time goes, my number goes down. I've moved down to a 3.
Exactly.
I've moved down to a 3.
Once we get better satellite coverage and satellites dedicated to scanning forests and
Better?
things like that, then
I think
I'm gonna start
I've seen
going more
footage
and
of
more.
satellites pinpointing,
Tourists.
labels. Yeah.
right. But they're not focused on forest and looking for Bigfoot.
But they could.
They're not though. If they
Hold
did,
it.
then-
Hold it. Let me explain to you why I think that's full of shit. Okay. Would there be a better story to distract the American public than finding Bigfoot on an infrared from the government?
That would be.
Talk about UFOs right now, right? We're all talking about UFOs
Yeah.
because DHS puts out this report. Why wouldn't they take that to just go, hey, here's this? Meanwhile, they're taking all the pensions and just divvying that out to the politicians. In my opinion, it's in their best interest to find Bigfoot.
That would work.
I have a friend of mine that lives in Alaska.
They'll probably find it
Yeah.
the week after the Johnny Depp thing is over.
trial over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's taking too much attention,
That's
and I
taking a lot
have
of
been glued to
attention.
that. I will be honest. It is
Yeah.
the best thing to work to.
That is just crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
That's solid.
That's a 7.
Yeah, 7.
That is a 7. Ooh. So that's JD Mars coming in. I'm getting a Bronco Sasquatch, so I'll believe in it being true when it gets delivered. Congrats, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's such thing as a Bronco Sasquatch?
Yeah, they made a. It's
Did they really?
It's a bigger tires and just more beefier.
Nice.
Huh. All right.
I like it.
All right. Those Broncos. Tell me the Broncos sport owners don't feel swindled. Is that just
I
the
think they went
dumbest
in
looking
thinking,
thing?
I'm getting a Bronco, and but it's a sport.
The Bronco
maybe
Sport
they
would
didn't know.
fit in
Getting
the
a Bronco.
back of a
Well,
Bronco.
they sent the renderings. Everyone pre-purchased the Bronco, and then the Bronco Sport shows up, and you go, "Well, I'm way too into this thing
yeah,
to
where's
walk
the
away from
rest
it."
of it?
That's like the Bronco versus Bronco 2 back in the
100%.
80s,
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
100%. However, in my opinion, the Nova 2 was better than the original Nova. I think the body style of the Nova 2 was super pretty. Because what did that have? What was that? A 383 Cleveland? 383 stroker.
Yeah, ours had 383 stroker in it, but I don't think it came with that big
small
of a
block
motor.
Chevy?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a smaller motor because you had to put, when you put a bigger motor in that 67 Nova, that
Tracy,
you
welcome.
had to,
Thanks for joining.
you had to put a subframe in it that would support it.
Didn't stop Grandpa from running it into the wall.
No, it did not.
Throttle stuck wide open, didn't come off. He went sideways this way, sideways this way, and then the wall in the 8th mile.
Ouch.
However, I just can't wait until Duke comes down. There's a story about Duke, my grandpa, who is one of the greatest guys on the planet, hands down. He was a drag racer in the Drag Racing Hall of Fame, and there was a time when his throttle cable broke. This is what I understand. You correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I think they were going to Des Moines to some national race, or they were going to Des Moines for a drag race. Well, the throttle cable broke. So with old carbureted motors, obviously everyone was watching. They know that there's still some cable left. So what he did was he just opened the throttle up, brought the cable in so it was stuck wide open. So he would start it up, get it to the line, and then dropped it into gear. And from what I understand, he couldn't let off the throttle, so he just wheelied
Yeah, it would
the
just,
whole quarter.
It wouldn't. He was bouncing it. I mean, it would ride first gear, second gear, and then it would bounce in third, and then bounce a little bit in fourth.
And then finish the quarter.
Yeah,
in it.
but he'd have to start it, leave the clutch in, and it was just wide open. Pull up to the line and just hope that the motor doesn't blow before the light turns green.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
This
it.
guy's a legend. This guy is a legend. I can't wait to have him on this show. He probably won't say much, but you're going to enjoy what he says. Get him drunk as a skunk.
Get him drunk as a skunk. That doesn't, it happens faster now, but I'll tell you, the night that we had him in our hot tub and he was down here and had a few, as he called them back in the day, sudsy pops.
Yep.
And he had a few sudsy pops in him. And he's sitting there smoking the cigar in the hot tub, but he's all the way down in the hot tub. and freaking water is just pouring off of the end of the cigar. He's like, I can't keep this goddamn thing lit. How are you guys keeping this lit? I like
that cigar, but it doesn't draw so good.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
He's sucking out water every time he took a draw.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He's a legend.
Yep.
Living legend. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, let's roll into that. Second one, Adrian, take the honors, please.
Yeah, where do you stand 0 to 5-ish on Ghost?
Ghosts. You know what? There's enough paranormal activity out there. I believe there are ghosts. I believe there are spirits that have just not decided to go where they needed to go, and they decided they're going to stick around and fuck with everybody.
Sure.
So you're all in.
I'm all in.
You're a
Fine.
10.
10.
I'm a 10.
Did you say 9?
10.
10 with some
you
pressure.
said 5, so you know.
Well, he's
5.
trying to get people to be closer to him.
So, yeah, based on my criteria, it's still
Yes.
0, but based on experience.
Tracy's all in. Tracy is all in.
So how many of you out here in Cigar Talk Live land are aware, or what do you guys feel is are ghosts real? And ghost, we have that kind of a two-part question. Number one is you have the ghost that is, what the hell is that?
A physical representation. Apparition.
Ghost, an apparition. And then you have the spirit thing. And so if
Just
anyone
in
out
case you
here
didn't hear.
if anyone out here is a believer and
Pops-
B, have had an experience.
What are your numbers, ghost, spirit, respectively?
Ghost, I would say
Julie's a 10.
6. Spirit, 9.3765.
Well,
Now-
that's double pi
Now,
Yeah.
for all
what
you
I-
mathematicians.
as far as personal experience, I have had times when I wasn't asleep, but I wasn't completely awake, and had conversations with my grandfather, who's no longer with us, and other loved ones that are no longer with us, and they were. I knew they were lucid enough, and they were conversations that I did remember when I actually opened my eyes, and I went, okay. And, it wasn't you have a dream, you can't remember it 2 minutes later. These I could remember, and I'm like, and especially with my grandmother, she never got to see my son. And I remember having a conversation with her and her telling me how proud she was of my son, and I was just like, I woke up in tears. So.
You wonder what that is, because you can manifest, or you can at least open the door to have these experiences, right? If you do a sensory deprivation tank, there are certain experiences that I've had where you feel like
wanted to do that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it if you haven't. But I've had experiences where you go, okay, I'm awake. I'm not dreaming. I'm completely awake, but you've entered this different realm if you let yourself. Maybe it is connected. Maybe they are right there. And I think there's comfort with that. I think there's probably more value. I say this to you, Adrian.
Sure.
I think there's more value in believing that it's there and that there's something else than there isn't. For me personally, I should say it that way. Because knowing that there's maybe this connection, I talked about that stuff with Ali's grandpa last week. It's like, it's good because it at least tells you while we're here, live it like
Well,
when you go, you're going to something.
And you know,
Yeah.
and I am a religious person, and I do believe in God. I do believe there is a heaven and a hell. But I also believe that heaven has to be a place where you can do anything that you want. You can be anywhere that you want.
Hookers and blow.
And they might get bored. They want to come down and see what everybody else is doing and check on their loved ones. And that would make perfect sense to me. You know, my son may never experience that from my grandmother, but I firmly believe that my grandmother is still looking over me, and occasionally, if she needs to, she'll pop down and say, "You're fucking up."
So who was it? That was John. Was that John that was talking about that last week?
Yeah.
When he connected with his grandfather, or maybe some relative that was close, that every time he had a dream with him, he said, "Hey, it was when he was messing up. Hey, you need to get this figured out."
I think it was an uncle or
something like that.
Yep.
Was that
JD
John
Mars is
last
coming
week?
in, says Tracy and some girlfriends were in Jefferson, which is where we did the vintage nationals
Haunted City.
And went into their hotel rooms and smelled cigar smoke.
I'm going to be honest.
I've heard the smelling
some
stuff.
cheap motel rooms, and they smell like cigars.
Look, we're in a nice cigar lounge, and our neighbors will tell you that there is cigar smoke everywhere in this building. I will say that. So if somebody was smoking...
But it's not Winston Churchill.
It's not Winston. He's not here. But if somebody was smoking a subpar cigar in Jefferson, I'm pretty sure that cigar odor would have migrated.
But that is one thing that some of these people talk about is experiencing certain smells where you just wouldn't smell that.
Same thing with Ale's dad. When Ale's dad passed away, and in his little office in his mom's room and her parents' room, after he passed away, it smelled strictly like his cologne for months. And then the family had an experience when they're watching TV. The TV shuts off, turns on. In the grain of the TV, they see their dad in the grain. Everyone in the family.
That's
everyone
crazy.
in the family.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. And then the smell at that exact moment went away.
Wow.
So it's it's really weird things.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird things. You just, I know
Begley and her sister had an experience at their restaurant where at the exact same time, behind this rack that they had, they had old school racks they would put pies in.
Right.
Behind that was this just huge shot of light that went up the back of this thing, and they both were like, "Did you just see that?" I mean, and they both saw it. So there are some real interesting things that would happen.
No, without a doubt. Ronnie, glad you're here. Glad you're here. Everyone, I'm glad you guys are joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys taking your Tuesday night and hanging out with us while we do what we do. We're smoking a really good cigar. Thank you for that, Ron.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah,
we were talking 2017, 2018 Crux guilds before they got go localized.
Yep.
This is...
Well, you want to talk about that for just a second?
No.
All right.
What were you going to say?
Well, part of the deal is aging cigars.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
And the deal is, everybody buys cigars. Sometimes they want to do something with them. Sometimes they don't. And everybody who doesn't want to do anything with them, they put them in an aging humidor. And I have found the perfect way to store those is a cooler door.
Yeah.
No reason to spend a bunch of money on an expensive humidified humidor, blah, blah, blah. Go out, get you an igloo cooler, put the boxes in there, throw in some Boveda packs or some boost packs, or I've got a actual humidifier inside of a cooler door. I throw those boxes in there, and they can sit there indefinitely. And years later, you pull them out, you start smoking some of them, and if you don't think they're right, you throw them back in the humidor and let them age a few more years, and which is what I'm going to do with the ones that I brought tonight.
Now,
Clearly,
to your point, and this is the tip of the Dave when we're talking about, particularly for cigar newbies. By the way, if you're not a member of Cigar Newbies, join it. Say that you watched it here tonight, but humidification is one of the main things that people ask about. And the one thing that you have to do with the cooladors or any type of airtight piece is make sure that you open it from time to time and just let new air get inside that. Otherwise, you run the risk of getting some mold. So make sure that air is moving around. And if you're using Tupperware or you're using a cooler,
or as Brad calls it, Tupperware.
Tupperware. But if you're using that stuff, just make sure you're opening that and making sure that air moves around in that, and then close that thing back up.
And I replenish the packs periodically, and I also make sure I rotate the stock, and I bring stuff from the bottom to the top and make sure that stuff stays
It's a good idea.
rotated.
You know what I've seen that ages exceedingly well are those Byron and Atabey ceramic jars.
Ceramic jars,
Yes.
Those
for
things,
sure.
I put a little pack in there. I think I've got 65s in there. But all of those cellophanes, I've got that box of Playboys by Don Diego you gave me, and I've put a couple Zulus, Terre Blanche. Like, that's my aging cabinet, so to speak. And if you want something that flash ages something, when you bring it all together and keep it tight so everything's touching itself and there's no additional air, it's unbelievable.
Interesting.
Do you have ceramics? Something tells me I remember seeing one at your place.
Do you have an Atabey ceramic?
I think
so.
maybe you've got like the Byron.
I've got the Byron,
humidor,
I've
right?
got the Atabey as well.
I have the boxes, but not
The boxes.
not the jars.
The ceramics,
I have
yeah.
a Bandolero
Tin?
tin.
Yeah.
That would still. I think that would still
You
work
think?
pretty well.
Yeah.
I would
Let's try
still
that.
do that. Okay, so Oliver's saying make sure to use humidibags only in those jars. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
That's
Makes
if
sense.
you continuously use the beads.
Oh, the beads are
That's-
useless. I've
Beads
never
are
had
wasted.
any good
Beads
brew
are
on
my
got
favorite
beads.
stuff.
I'd done a test. 2 identical boxes, actually, are both Byron boxes. I put beads in one. I put a Integra Boost pack in the other one, and I can monitor it with the Govee. I have an outside sensor that shows the impact of outside temperature to the humidity inside the cabinet, and the beads the Integra pack is holding like this, and the beads just did that nosedive,
Well,
and then
the
they
other
just
thing
kind of
with the
landed
beads, they'll
58%.
spike. They'll spike up high
When
on
they're
you,
fresh.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Chris Coulter said, I smoked an 8-year-old Rocky Patel Rosado yesterday, 8 years ago. Wasn't anything too special, but some age makes them very, very good. Not a huge Rocky fan overall, but they're consistently decent smokes.
But you know, when I first started smoking cigars, I smoked a lot of Rocky Patels.
I smoked a million edges.
because I didn't know any better. You know, there's a lot of great stuff out there, and I'm, you know, like I said, I've brought some stuff in that I've got aging. I'm curious to see how they react after a few years, and look forward to, you know, I'll throw these back in the aging humidor, and another 2 or 3 years down the road, hopefully we'll get on another show. We'll taste some more and see how they've aged.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, heck yeah.
So we're hitting about that hour mark. I just want give me a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up if you want us to keep rolling. I'm feeling like this is a good show.
I've got one more question.
Yeah.
Do it.
I know
yes. What is it?
Aliens.
Yeah, we got a follower of the show. I'm
Okay.
Okay, so let me just throw this out there for anyone who's new. These are the big three. So go ahead and judge Ron as he tells you his answer. It's very important you judge him. This is
Yes,
judge-free
please
zone
judge me.
until right now.
This
so
is a
give him a thumbs up.
judgment.
Give
It
him a
will be
thumbs
no
down.
different than my ex-wife.
Shoot him a middle finger if you agree. Ronnie, on a 1 to 13, where do you sit with UFOs piloted by aliens who have visited our country?
Our world.
No. Our country.
Our country.
Why would they want to go to
They're
their
here now.
country?
Okay.
God bless America.
Now that you've specified it down to that,
Roswell, that's all I'm
I'm going
saying.
to have to say 0.
Oliver, I love you.
Okay? But I'm going to preface that. I believe there is extraterrestrial life out there. I believe they are smart enough not to visit our dumbasses. And if they do flybys and don't get noticed.
I think
What
Earth.
about the Tic Tac?
I think Earth.
I think it was a Tic Tac. I think it was Photoshop. Yeah.
I think Earth is like we're their aging humidor. They planted some shit here, and they're gonna go. Yeah, but we're gonna sit on this for a couple more years,
Open
and
the
maybe
air.
we'll come back, give it a shot, see how it does. If it's not doing okay, we'll just throw it back in the humidor.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
let this thing mature a little bit more.
Speaking
but I think
of-
they're just trying to see if
Because
we're
we're
gonna
not
kill
very
each other
smart.
first.
We're not very
and then
smart.
they're
We're
gonna
not
take all
very
the
mature.
resources.
Speaking of, let's go ahead and back up to a little bit of cigar knowledge here. We've got Jason Phillips. Glad you can join us, Jason Phillips. How often should you recycle the air in a Tupperware with Boveda packs in it?
About every 30 days.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going that often?
Yeah, just open it, close it, just get some air moving around inside that cabinet and then close it back. You just don't want that to get moldy.
Jason Phillips, just smoke the cigars in your Tupperware, your little humidor you've made up there, and that's going to be enough. Just keep smoking cigars and you'll be all right.
Yep.
Man, that is...
That, I'll tell you what, people are so extremely paranoid. I see people that are, particularly newbies, they're like, I have a 70.
I was the same way.
I have a 72 Boveda in there, and it's holding at 69. What do I do?
You're good.
Let that sumbitch get all the way down to 63, 64, and you're going to have a better experience than you will at 70 or 72.
But it's easy to ruin it. You know, or I'm sorry, it's easy to fear you're going to ruin it.
Yeah.
Because you spend a lot of money on
because
cigars.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
If it drops to 63, it's still smokable. It may not be the perfect experience, but you can always throw another pack in, bring it back up, and it'll be fine.
What are you at? You're at 64, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've done the test. We have a device called a Cigar Medic, and it has two prongs. You plug it into the foot of the cigar, and it will show you what your humidity is at the foot. I've done a test, and the testing, if we were at 70% humidity at the foot, I take 2 puffs on that cigar and I stick it in the cap, and we're close to 80. So what I'm trying to do is
when you're smoking it,
when I'm smoking it.
Yep.
So that humidity, the humidity that's in the cigar is going to heat up. It's going to steam up a little bit, particularly behind the ember. If you've had a cigar that gets really soft and really hot, and draw gets really not very good. Yeah, these are perfect because we can literally hold this thing right at the ember.
It's
That's
hot
no
as
big
shit
deal.
on my ember. I'm going to just go ahead and say that.
Mine's good, but the thing is if I run this thing, if I'm at 63 and I take 2 or 3 puffs and now I'm sitting at 70, it will get up. But if you're at 72 when you're at the foot, odds are that thing's going to be 85. And you always hear people talk about that final third is so bitter. Well, now you've heated that thing up so much that
it could be
you brought that oil and everything to life that
And it
maybe
could
you
be
don't
you
want.
smoked it too fast.
Slow down.
Exactly.
Slow down.
Yeah, and just so you know, we keep our humidor at about 68, somewhere in that ballpark.
67, 68.
But if you stick that Cigar Medic in, don't worry because the innate humidity of the tobacco is going to be much lower. Right now, if you stick a Cigar Medic in ours, you're going to be 58, 59%.
Yeah.
You'll
have some that'll be 65, depending on where they're at in the humidor.
Your relative humidity in the tobacco, the biomatter, is going to be substantially less than the air itself.
Yeah.
And you really don't want a cigar that's going to be 68%.
Yeah,
when you stick
to me, that's too wet.
It's too
and
wet.
it forces you to slow down. But and for newbies out there and experts, just slow down. Just slow, long pulls.
And
you'll enjoy it so much more.
I want you to everybody look at the burn line on all of these.
It's razor.
I mean, and I am notorious for canoeing the shit out of everything, and this line is just solid all the way through.
Yep.
I mean,
So tasty.
It's tasty. It's got a great burn rate.
Yep.
I mean,
I'll give you another tip of the day for all you newbies that are out there. And we had this Saturday night. We did an event at a racetrack, Eagle Canyon Raceway, which we love those guys.
My future stomping grounds.
But it was about 25-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh.
And the guys were having these cigars that were burning super fast on one side. So when you're outside on a windy day, the air goes over the cigar and then accelerates on the back side, burning the back faster than it burns the front where the wind is hitting it. So the secret is just turn that into the wind, and that will accelerate the backside of it, and you'll get caught up in just a matter of a few minutes.
Yep. And that's usually the reason why I canoe so bad is I'll hold the cigar
In one spot.
the entire time I'm smoking it, and I never rotate it at all.
Yeah.
And rotation is the
And that's a big deal on the when you're outside in the wind.
Yep.
You know something that I've noticed is everyone has their own style, right? I think I hold my cigar closest to you, Pops. I think I'm like this. Mm-hmm. You have yours set up kind of cartelish, you know? by blood.
Yeah.
But Ronnie always has his right at the end, and you always go like this. Everyone has their own style to it,
Yeah,
right?
I'll hold it here, but then I'll smoke it.
Like that. So you go from cartel to doobie.
Sure.
I'm curious how you guys hold it. Do you hold it? I hold mine like a pen, like I'm gonna write with something.
There was a guy that was at a cigar lounge we used to go to that held it like a bitch, and he would hold it like this. And he would smoke it like this, and I don't know why. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he had it in this
fucking chopsticks,
like this finger, and I just wanted to just smack him every time.
You know what? You're entitled to smack somebody that holds a cigar
I
like
think you
that.
can just knock the cigar right out of their
what's
hand.
worse? Yeah, I brought some newbies that I used to work with.
And you didn't have to smack it out of his hand, just bump his elbow, and that would be it.
This right here.
Thank you for saying that. You know
Yes.
who holds it like that?
I mean,
John Travolta in Swordfish. He holds it like an asshole.
But he was a bitch in that movie.
that's
yeah,
why.
that's why, because he holds it. He smokes it like
they
this.
do this, and I'm like,
Don't do that.
with me. I'm like, I don't know how to correct them.
Ooh,
That's like
Chris
like
Coulter, he's pinky up.
That's the
Yeah,
guy.
that's fine.
Isn't that the guy that they shovel the food on their fork and eat it upside down? I mean, isn't that they're kind of that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Tell me when we went to F1 and didn't realize how Midwestern we ate our food.
Yeah.
The way they held their forks and knives eating, whatever we were eating.
Yeah.
And they held it, and I was like, I started trying to eat like that. And I was like, fuck it. Scoop it in.
Yeah, we're shovelers.
Europeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all take their time.
Yeah, Chris Coulter's the pinky up draw. All right, I'm for it.
You know.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? And
Julie's
funny
a
you
Spock.
mentioned that.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the book,
John.
Great Expectations. They made a point of the main character really didn't understand the correct way to eat with a fork and a knife, and was being educated about it. And it was kind of interesting, and I really never thought about that till reading that book. And I was like, and he was talking about, eating peas off of a knife. And they were saying,
What?
I don't trust that
they
dude.
would, and they said that was okay, provided you made sure that the blade part of the knife was away from your mouth, so you didn't cut yourself. And I'm like, who eats like that anyway?
Who eats peas?
Well,
I mean, be an adult.
So
Yeah.
I love peas.
Hey, don't get me wrong.
Kathleen's in.
Hang
I
on.
like peas
Hey,
and I like
Kathleen.
Brussels sprouts.
Kathleen says she holds hers like a doobie. So maybe she got it from
Like
me.
this? Uh-huh.
I mean, but I don't know.
Now wait a
Yeah.
minute. I did hold a cigar like that, and you remember that cigar?
When I tried to
Limited.
Yeah, they were from 1880. Those
And
things
they were
were like
130-year-old
you
cigars.
wanted to smoke your fingers with those
And
things.
it was so phenomenal. And I was holding the cigar like this, trying to smoke the last little bit of it. And I was trying to light it. And Adrian goes,
I
let
got
me
you.
help you with
I
that.
got you.
And so he hits the torch. And
No.
torches the top part of my cigar, my mustache.
Well, you had a mustache back then.
And
Used to.
I
I noticed you don't
Yeah.
anymore.
I don't anymore. And you and I laughed about that for weeks after that because
still do.
And we still do because I didn't care that you singed my mustache because that cigar was phenomenal.
It was
Yes,
incredible.
it was a phenomenal cigar.
I haven't smoked it
Honestly,
yet.
it was the SD DuPont flat flame. So I was like, I got you, man. It's a tiny flame.
Slim 7.
Yeah. And it almost torches mustache off.
I still have that cigar. That's still
You
in my
liar.
unit. I swear to God. And you want
liar.
to know something about
much
my
you want for it?
And your smokes it.
No. How much do you want for it?
0?
No.
That is not going anywhere.
It's not for sale.
You want to know what I mean? Look,
Because I would pay you for that because that was a phenomenal cigar.
I bet it is. But you want to know about the failure of my father and how he raised his kids? you know.
Here we go.
He's giving us
I
the
gave
world.
it to Andrew to give to him.
He gives to Andrew.
Well, that was his first mistake.
Andrew smokes mine. Smokes mine. Okay. This is
Of course he did.
180 years old. This is
130 years.
It's from 1880.
Yeah, 1880.
1880.
Okay, he
130
smokes
years old.
mine.
Yeah.
And then this little cocksucker cuts his on an angle cut. I don't like an angle cut. He cuts his and just leaves it in the back room. So it's like, hey, where's that cigar that Bob said you left for me? Oh, I smoked it. Oh, I mean, you can have mine, I guess.
But it was already cut.
What do you mean, I guess? So I have a cut cigar from 1880 in my humidor that I haven't touched.
With an angle.
With an angle. Why you would cut that cigar in an angle is beyond me.
Straight cut all the way.
It was a straight cut all the way.
Yeah, it is.
Chris Coulter's a nubber. He likes the nubbers. I burn it until if the cigar is good enough that I deserve to have my fingers burnt, I'm okay with that.
Adame Sabios did that to me today.
Yes.
Sabios did that to me.
But I don't. We have a lot of guys here that I see using those nubbers. I'm personally, I'll take one for the team and burn my fingers.
What do you say numbers? Like the pokers?
The pokers.
Yeah, the pokers.
Nah, just smoke it.
I'm not a fan
Just
of those
smoke the
either.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I've got a poker, but I almost never use it. But yeah, a lot of people use those because they want to get the most out of a cigar.
Just move to the next.
And-
Move to the next. You got it out. Burn yourself in your fingers, and that tells you you're good to go.
Yeah.
Move on to the next.
That's right.
Yeah. Teach their own, but that's my stance.
Yeah, Westgate has facial hair always gets in the way.
Yeah, I do notice that John is missing a patch of his beard.
Yeah, he's got a mega beard.
I would try to,
What the
running
fuck's a
gag
pigar?
was, I would love to grow a beard.
The pigar is a pipe for your.
No, fuck that. I've seen that. I was like,
I would
no.
love to
Stupid.
grow a beard
Stupid.
like yours, but I've tried to grow a beard and it got about yay long and stopped growing, and I'm like, I'm not even worth the shit growing a beard. What the
you
fuck,
just let
man?
it go.
Yeah.
Let it
And-
roll.
no, I
look
did
at
it.
he does like this. Maybe you're supposed to do this.
I guess so, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to
If
grow it out
Kathleen's still
long
watching,
enough.
she's like, stop fucking with your beard. And I'm like, you know what? If I pull a little bit, it grows.
I tried that, and I
John,
just
John,
couldn't
am I
get it to
right?
grow, and
I need to be
just
doing
finally
that on
gave
my
up.
fucking hairline here.
Finally
I'm just
gave
sitting at
up.
home pulling my hair.
The only thing I can grow out long like that is my eyebrows. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, it's like Elliot smoking a Atabey out of a pipe.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Steve,
Yes.
He bought a brand new pipe and then smoked
wait a minute,
it.
wait
Yes.
a minute. Terry, I'm sorry, I'm calling you out. Terry did that last night with a corn cob that he had bought at the shop. I didn't say anything to him, but I did give him some decent pipe tobacco to go with afterwards. But I saw him stick the remainder of his cigar in his corn cob pipe, and I was like,
Well,
don't
look it up.
let
Andrew got
Dave
some-
and Brandon catch you doing that. They'll give
Andrew
you
got
hell.
dental work done, and the dentist told him he couldn't smoke a cigar for 2 weeks, so he smoked for 2 weeks with one of those pipes.
But he showed up to golf with the full cigar.
Full cigar.
So it's a whole bowling bear sticking out. I mean, look.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
looked like he was smoking a boomerang. That thing just went like this,
Wow.
and I do appreciate that, even though he cut my
Doctors
cigar.
do take a lot of fun out of this stuff. I went to do
Yes,
one of
they
these
do.
heart test things, and I went in, sat down, and the gal goes, "Do you smoke?" And I said, "Yeah, I smoke cigars." She's like, "Well, you should probably quit." I said, "Yeah, well, I'm not going to." And then the guy came in, the doctor came in, and he's like, "Oh, so it says here that you smoke." I said, "Well, I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke cigars." And he goes, "It doesn't matter. You need to stop right now." And I said, "All right, well, let's just get all this shit off." So I
Yeah.
started peeling all the stuff off, and I got done. He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not going to listen to you." So how much did this part cost?
Right.
And he's like, "Well, it's $200." I go, "How much is the whole thing?" He goes, $200. I go, "Fuck, I'm not paying it. I'll give you $100, but I'm not taking your advice." And I ripped all the stuff off. I gave the girl $100 at the counter, and I left. So
That's America.
that is America.
That I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have some doctor tell me what to do.
I'm going to deviate real quick because I want to give a special
Deviate
thanks.
from what?
I mean,
Whatever we're
yeah.
doing. But I want to thank everybody at ICC who sent out thanks and well wishes to my daughter. She was in a car accident last
gosh,
week.
Yeah, of course.
And this community came out in droves with support and wanted to know if I needed anything. And I want to, on the show, thank you guys, because if it hadn't been for y'all's support and to know that you guys were praying for us, it'd have been a much more stressful week than it was.
Yeah. I remember seeing you the other morning, right after it had happened, and you were very down. And I think all I remember doing was saying, "I know it's bad, but when you hold here, you got a pulse.
I got a pulse.
And
That's right.
as long
And
as there's
she's
a
got
pulse, as long as there's a pulse, we're good.
That's
Because
right.
it can go the other way, as we know.
Quick, real quick. No, and she looks badass too. Like I sent you in that text. I mean, that's a good. I mean, that hit. How many stitches was that?
I don't know, but she's got
100?
stitches running all the way across her brow, and running up into her forehead,
Into her
here.
nose too, right?
And she's got 4 or 5 in the tip of her nose, and broke her nose, the whole 9 yards. And she was in a lot of pain for many hours. And dads don't like seeing that shit at all.
No, of course not.
And so, but I told Chris, and I didn't really expect anything more. And Chris told everybody. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing texts from Kayla and you guys, and I'm going, if you need anything, let me know, blah, blah, blah. And I was just so grateful. And, every time I got one, I would show my soon-to-be ex-wife, and I say, this is why I go to the Cigar Lounge, is because these guys know what the deal is, and they will take care of us.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and all of it, and it's just not hollow.
It's
not hollow messages. It's if you would have said, "Hey, I need someone to let the dog out" or whatever.
And Chris did that. Chris ran by the house and took care of the dog and the cat.
He's the next level guy.
Our buddy JJ is starting a new job. He needed a ride. I hit up Chris and I said, "Can you take JJ to his new job?" He took care of that, and we came together as a community to help out. And
that's awesome.
It was just phenomenal, and I can't thank you guys enough. Y'all are just phenomenal, and y'all are my family.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
You most certainly are a family, and it's something that when we're sitting there speaking with Humsa, who's his first cigar today. He's 21 and he's trying to identify what happiness is, what success is. He's in the first stages. And for us, selfishly, this isn't really available to everyone, but the happiness, fulfillment, success that we feel every day, this isn't a place to really you're not going to get rich here, but you're going to live a fulfilled life.
Exactly.
You're going to love every minute because you get to see this community.
Well, and I left the tow shop, and I was a little shaky after seeing the pickup truck and everything, and not to get too graphic, but seeing the blood on the driver's side window from my daughter and everything, I was a little shaky, and I came in here and immediately. This place made things a little better, calmed me down. My hand wasn't quite as shaky when I left, and it's just this community and this family that I've got here is just more than I could ask for.
Cheers to life.
Good.
Cheers to life.
Yeah, man.
Cheers to all of you for joining us on
Love you
Tuesday
guys.
Cigar Talk Live.
Thanks for hanging
sure.
in for an hour plus.
People are hanging with us. I want to know, for those of you who are hanging with us, what do you want us to talk about?
Yeah.
Because I'm just
cigar
really
questions?
digging this.
We do answer cigar questions.
Cigar questions,
What?
life questions,
Cigar questions?
any
Yeah.
questions.
You're crazy.
Cheers to all of you. Chris is the new Cesar Milan. He's not much of a dog whisperer with that scrappy, though. He's a bit of a community Nazi.
Yeah.
If you give high fives, affection, anything,
No, dog barks.
dog
Dog
barks.
barks.
That is
Yep.
a barking squirrel if I've ever seen one.
Yes.
He tried to chew on my leg today.
Hey, it's better
I'm
than
like,
humping
little
your leg.
shit.
It is better. That would not be a real good
I was-
look, a hump in your leg.
Yeah.
No.
I was about ready to drop kick his little ass.
I felt bad
I'm
because
sure
it was
Chris
barking.
would-
I wanted to pick it up, right? I wanted to give it a little smackaroo. But then I realized I'm used to smacking Havana. And Havana
Yeah.
is a full-out
Yes.
SWAT team dog. And
by
it
the
can
way,
take a hit.
I keep
Not this
promising to
one,
bring
no.
my dog up here. I will bring him up Saturday.
We'll all
Buck
touch
will
its
be up
feet.
here. And, he's a crazy little dog, but he loves everybody. So he'll be a lot of fun around the shop.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, Chris, I didn't realize you were still on here. Yeah. Apologies to you.
It doesn't matter if we say hi to Scrappy or not. If I shake Brandon's hand or give him a hug,
I know.
That
And
dog
that's what he
hates
did.
community.
I was hugging somebody's
Yeah.
neck, and he was chewing on my leg. I'm like, what are you doing?
It
I'm
would-
just saying hi.
What I would say is if if you can get like some sort of collar that amplifies that voice and turns it into like a real dog sound, no problem.
Yeah.
But when it's got that sound, just doesn't work.
No, it
Doesn't
nobody
work.
takes it seriously.
Like your dog Bo,
Yeah.
that's a real dog. Have you seen his dog? That thing is a cow in a dog's body. Well, kind of a
looks like
cow
a
in a
dog.
cow's body, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Its head is this big.
Yeah.
It looks like the dog from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Full power. Oh, I love that dog.
Okay,
He's
who
great.
brought the dogs?
Love him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
But you know, he was another great one on SNL.
Rick
You guys-
Moranis?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was on SNL.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did he do on SNL? I can't picture any of Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis was on it, and
Did he do the real cheesy robot when they had like the ducting work on his arms?
Well,
For some reason, I picture like a
I don't
kind of
remember
an
that.
Odyssey Space 2000.
But you know, he originally got his start on that Canadian show.
Wayne's World.
No, it was
I know which one you're talking about with the Canucks on it.
yes. I've gone brain dead. I'm sorry, but
That's right, it happens.
He got his start there, but he did do a little, probably a couple of seasons on SNL, and but you know, that's another great movie. If you have not seen it, Strange Brew.
Yes.
He was phenomenal on that.
I'll tell you what he's good in is My Blue Heaven.
Yeah.
With
Very good.
Steve Martin.
With Steve Martin.
Yeah.
When he's the mob boss that's in witness protection. Oh,
And you know
that's
what?
a
I
killer
love the
movie.
fact that Ryan Reynolds pulled him back out of retirement.
Little Giants,
just
we
to
watched that last night.
Just to do an ad for his new cell phone company, Wix. It was phenomenal because he gets out there and he goes, "Why am I here? I just wanted to see you." And Ryan Reynolds was like, "I just wanted to see you on TV again."
Bob and Doug. Frank got it. Bob and Doug.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
they did. They were the Canadians.
John, I watched Little Giants last night. If you want a movie that makes you want to play football again, I was talking with Ollie last night as we're watching Little Giants.
Little Giants.
Little
It's like
Giants.
this
Yep.
movie made me who I am. And I watched it when I was watching last night. I'm going, hang on.
And who was he co-starred with? Kurt Russell.
Are you sure it was Kurt Russell?
It was Kurt Russell.
Who was the coach of the Cowboys?
Yes.
I don't know if that's right. Let's take a look here.
You double check.
I'm willing to say it was not Kurt Russell. However,
But I love
I watched that. That movie made me want to play football and
Yep.
be a real football player, like having a coach yell at you and all that stuff. And it also made me love go-karts.
Yeah.
That movie was...
Yeah. Jim
and just-
Trader's asking about John Candy on SNL. He was on there
Oh
for
my
a while.
God, yeah.
Chris Rock was too.
Man, I'll tell you, Uncle Buck. You've got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah,
That's great.
John
Classic.
Candy.
He is so
Well,
good.
you know, and every time you hear a story about John Candy, they talk about how great he was on set, how he bought food for the cast and for the crew, and they would start breaking down equipment, and he was down there helping break down the equipment with the crew. And I'm like, how do you not love a guy like that?
Yep.
Ed O'Neill was
Ed
Kevin
O'Neill.
O'Shea.
Okay,
Ed O'Neill.
I'm wrong.
yeah.
Becky. Yeah, Becky grew up good. She looks pretty good. Mole you later. All right. Ed O'Neill. Yeah, thanks for everyone who's got to Google up as well, because
Yeah,
there's
no
no
kidding.
way Frank Tomaszewski knew that was Ed O'Neill. Because I don't know who the hell Ed O'Neill is.
Sure you do.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I mean, I do from that movie.
Modern Family.
Oh, that's
Married with
Married with Children.
Children.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I still remember the episode when he goes a million miles in the Rambler wagon or whatever car that is, and
Yeah.
he falls asleep on the deal and it turns back to all zeros.
He was so pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that, okay. Yep. All right, disregard.
We have
So
some,
let's talk about I mean, we've been talking about SNL, but let's talk about just a couple classic, like 70s, 80s movies. And there's one that just popped into my head when you were talking about that. There was a great movie called Used Cars.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Kurt
And
Russell.
their deal was The one trick that they would use is they'd put it like a $10 bill on a fishing rod and they would cast it across the street and they would reel it back to get these people off the car lot across the street.
Yeah. Used cars. That was a classic.
Again, a
70s and 80s. Okay, so where would your guys' 70s and 80s classics come in?
Just classic comedy.
Yeah, I mean that was the best from that time.
Yeah, because Animal House was 79. You had
The Jerk was 79.
The Jerk was 79.
When was Airplane?
Airplane was right around that same period of time.
Airplane is mine for sure.
Maybe early 80s. That was classic.
What was Blazing Saddles? Early mid 80s?
No,
late 70s.
I was going to say it was in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny story.
When was
about
Spaceballs? Yeah,
Spaceballs.
That was the early 80s.
Now, remind me, Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. In fact, the funny story about Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks got called into the production company's office, and they had this whole list of things they wanted him to change for Blazing Saddles. And Mel Brooks sat there with a notepad and was making notes the entire time, the things that they wanted him to change. And the meeting ended. He walked out and threw the notepad in the trash. And somebody pulled it out later. It was nothing but doodles, and he didn't change a damn thing, and basically gave the big finger to the production company and said, "I ain't changing nothing."
Good.
And that is probably the greatest comedy of all time.
That's good.
Blazing Saddles.
There's another one in that time frame, Young Frankenstein.
Oh, come on.
That was really
Gene
good.
Wilder.
Yeah.
In fact, Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks collaborated on that during Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks, Gene Wilder had the idea for Young Frankenstein and brought it up during the production, and Mel goes, that's gonna work.
Yeah.
And so the two of them sat down and wrote that, and it was brilliant.
What I'm taking from all of this is there were no good movies before 1976, but after that,
I think it was
the 80s. You had Coming to America. You had Trading Places.
But it's how the show started tonight, where we were talking about Saturday Night Live. I think it took Saturday Night Live, because look at how many great movies had Belushi, that had Dan Aykroyd, that had Bill Murray, Blues Brothers, that had all of these guys that came out of that fell out of Saturday Night Live.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, there are some Westerns that will hold up over time. I mean, you've got El Dorado. You've got True Grit, Rio Bravo, McClintock.
Yep.
But very few of those really hold up. And I mean, aside from the classic little badge they get, True Grit, you've got Clint Eastwood.
All of the Clint Eastwood Western stuff.
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking Dirty. Good, Bad,
Dirty.
and the Ugly.
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
You were thinking Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which gets us back on the rails, and I agree with that.
Yeah. I think Westgate was born in the wrong decade.
He thinks there are no good movies from the 70s, John Westgate.
If he was born 10 years later.
Or just had better parents.
Yeah.
It would have been okay.
Coming to America.
The Jerk is...
You're right.
The Jerk. If you can find me a better movie.
And The Jerk still holds up.
Oh.
I mean...
Coming to America still holds up.
Yes,
what was that, 81?
That had to be early 80s,
Yeah. Trading Places.
Trading Places.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
48 Hours was good with Eddie Murphy.
That was his breakout, right?
That was his breakout.
And Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Nolte was phenomenal.
Before Nick Nolte was Nick Nolte. Of that who we know.
Omaha Boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spies Like Us.
And Raising
Spies Like Us is
And let's
good.
throw out Raising Arizona. I mean, come on.
Raising Arizona is great.
I mean...
There's a movie I watched not long ago with Robert De Niro from, I think it was probably the mid-'80s, where he had to take a runaway and he had to take somebody all the way across the country for a bounty. He was a bounty hunter. And it was... Shit, I'll look it up, but I'll tell you what, if you want just a lighthearted 80s movie that is well put together, it's friendly, it's fun, it's easy going, with like old school 80s style action scenes.
The problem is almost nothing produced in the late 70s and 80s you couldn't produce now.
No.
You know? And
Nothing in the early 2000s.
And if they want to do a remake, it's going to be crap, because they're going to cut out everything that was great about that originally movie.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw just the other day, it wasn't a great movie, but it was a decent movie, the Time Traveler's Wife.
I haven't
They
seen it.
made a remake of that already, and I'm thinking, why did you do that?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
This is Midnight Run is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
Midnight
yes.
Run.
Midnight Run. That was a great movie.
Oh, it was. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It holds up over time. It kind of has this. It has a certain. It's very evergreen feeling. It feels very much like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
All right.
It has like, it's kind of lighthearted but fun. The challenges they get into, I would watch that again. It is really a good movie. No, it's just a different, Beverly Hills Cop
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it now.
you couldn't make most
No.
things. You couldn't make anything from 2005 on.
Not at all.
No. Too many people are sensitive and easily offended. And
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
even like Pretty in Pink or any of those 80s.
no, you couldn't
You
make
can't,
them now. No.
I'll tell you what you could redo. Robin Williams' Birdcage.
Oh, my
Easy-
God.
Easily.
That was
yeah.
a Tell me.
That was a
There are
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'll
two
tell you
movies
what,
ahead of their time.
And I'll tell you what, Robin Williams playing the straight man for once was a phenomenal film, and he did such a great job. And I love watching that one periodically just because Robin Williams is just great in it.
Yeah, he's a legend. That was ahead of its time. You know another movie that was ahead of its time? And this is going to test everyone to see if their attention is still there. Joanna Man.
I have to go back and watch that.
That's about a man who decides to be a woman and play in the WNBA.
Yep.
And dominates. That it was ahead of its time.
That could hold today.
But actually, that's happening now.
Oh, and they're dominating.
Exactly.
Yeah. Before the algorithm picks us up, we should move forward to the next topic here.
Or it could pick
Well-
us up.
It'll,
Oh, yeah, Joanna Man, best
Right?
movie ever. I think
Yes.
the athletes.
What was the movie with, oh God, where the guy lies on his college application that he's black, and he has to pretend to be a black guy.
Ronnie, you are on an island right now. We have no idea
Oh,
what
my
you're talking
God.
about.
Somebody will know what that is.
Yeah. Later, Oliver. Thanks for joining.
Peace out, Oliver.
Oliver's on it?
Dave's not
Yeah,
here, man.
Oliver's been on since the beginning.
Oliver, how are you doing, brother?
No, he's
I missed
gone.
you, man.
Soul Man.
Soul Man, that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Soul
Thanks,
Man.
Johnny Goodner.
That could not be played today.
That
No. There's a lot that won't be. There are certain scenes in The Jerk that would not be played today.
Trader brings up a good one that would actually hold water today, and that is Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
That would
That'd
be
be good.
very well accepted.
remake
into
of
the
that.
survival.
Okay, so let me toss this out there. This could be added to the big 4 or 5 or 10 questions, however many we have.
I may abstain from answering that.
Nope. So, what is the movie that will put you in a shell that wraps up who you are as a person? If there was one movie that you said, this is me, this is maybe who I want to be known as, what is that movie that you would say, this is a title, this movie is about my life?
That's the easiest one in the world.
I know that's easy for you,
my-
Bob.
That's
God.
so easy.
Stroker Ace.
What in
What
the
the fuck
Sam
is
hell
that?
is that?
Yeah.
It's a Burt Reynolds movie with Lonnie Anderson.
It sounds
I don't know
like
who
it would
Lonnie
be, but I've never
Anderson
seen
is.
that. Oh, she was
What?
hot. Dude, back in the 80s, she was hot.
Lonnie, she was it.
Yeah.
She
Oh
was
my God.
Yeah.
I may have to disown you at this point.
Yeah, Lonnie was everybody's.
Stroker.
Her and Farrah Fawcett.
Yep. Fucking Johnny Goodner. coming in.
Jesus, she's not aging well, is she?
No,
she's aging
I mean,
like
you
an
gotta
open
find her
wine.
picture from the 80s.
Yeah, you gotta look.
Yeah, Goodner's coming in, Dumb and Dumber.
That right there, that's what you're going after?
Let me see.
That one right there?
Yep.
That's the
her.
one, boys?
That was it.
Yeah, back
Boys?
in the 80s.
Lot of hair.
Yeah.
The-
My generation had better looking women than your generation. That's what I'll say.
I mean,
It was a funny movie.
that's all we had back then.
It was-
man.
That's what you had?
That's
no,
what we
no,
had.
it was a funny movie.
I feel bad for all of you.
And it's a racing movie.
Farrah Fawcett?
All right, Farrah Fawcett. All right, she holds up.
It was a funny movie.
Burt
It was
Reynolds.
a racing movie, and in fact,
She looks like
the
Mars Attacks.
Charlie Daniels Band did the theme song, and the theme song is just phenomenal. And if you want to drive around in a muscle car and run around dirt roads, that's the theme song
It
you got in your
sounds
hand.
like Smoking the Bandit.
Probably
Very much.
The deal was
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds played a NASCAR driver who had lost all his sponsors and because of his antics, and got picked up by a chicken company, and they wanted to run him ragged.
All right.
And
We've got.
it was a great movie.
So okay, all right, we're gonna transition off of this.
No,
What is the hottest chick from your childhood?
Weird Science.
Okay, well,
No,
hold-
I can't do that.
Let me
I
just say
can't do
this
that.
about Cheech and Chong before the scrolls past that.
Yes, please.
I was actually. This goes back to when Up in Smoke came out.
Yep.
Cheech and Chong came to Omaha.
You're kidding.
Yes.
And Junior and I went and seen them, and all they did was they had two chairs sitting on the stage, and they basically acted out the scenes from Up in
Cheech and
Smoke. It was
Just
hilarious.
smoke joints
They had
and-
a hilarious album
Oh, their albums were funny as
that
hell.
were hilarious.
All right. So
Yeah.
who is the best looking woman from your childhood?
Kelly LeBrock, Weird Science.
What's her name? Well,
No,
Kelly
she was
LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock.
You know
toss
what?
that thing over there. That's got a 928 in it, so I gotta like this.
Unfortunately, I
Yes.
was in high school at the time, and she's up there. But then I got to go with Lonnie Anderson, and then I got to go with Marie Osmond.
Marie Osmond.
You remember Marie Osmond?
I remember Marie Osmond. I
And
don't know.
she was a hottie back then.
All right, hang on. All right, you have a photo. Who is it from your childhood? Who was the best
Kelly
looking?
LeBrock?
Gosh.
Who was a 10?
Kelly LeBrock. I mean,
Different than you remember?
The
we went through
problem-
this
That was
exercise.
her. That was Weird
Yeah.
Science.
That's a,
Oh,
and
that-
that's
yeah,
a
that's-
great movie.
that looks
Another
good.
movie you couldn't make now.
No.
Okay, so that was from your childhood, right?
yeah.
Okay, who was from your guys' childhood?
Farrah Fawcett was.
Farrah Fawcett.
She
Yeah.
was pretty much it.
Farrah Fawcett, is that yours?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, mine definitely wins that because when I was
That's
a kid,
only because you're
but
20,
here's the thing.
30 years younger than I am.
Here's the thing. When I was a kid, Dust to Dawn came out, and that's
Yep.
Salma Hayek in her pride.
Yeah.
You tell me there's
Salma
something better
Hayek
looking than
is-
Salma Hayek?
That's still Dawn. yeah.
Desperado?
Today.
Get out of here.
She holds water today.
She holds water today. Or, I mean, we had Elizabeth
Well, you know-
Hurley
Yep.
from Bedazzled. I mean,
Yeah, oh,
there's
yeah.
no way. Your broads aren't competing.
And the problem is, years ago I used to have a short list, and there was a list of girls that I could, if they showed up on my doorstep and said, "Ron, I need you," I would disappear for a couple of weeks till they got tired of me. And the problem is,
Frank, that's a good one.
I don't know who
my
that is.
list is so old now. They're old. They're old
From the-
women now.
The girl next door. The chick from Girl Next
Oh,
Door.
yeah,
You know, and-
She aged well, too.
And
She looks
another
good.
another one that I was, and I'm still in love with, is Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, she's.
All right,
she
let's
still
see
holds
Terry
water.
Hatcher in her prime.
No.
And I'll tell you what, there's a movie called Soap Dish that she's in with Kevin Kline and
Oh, she aged well. She looks good.
and she's only a minor character in that movie, and
All right.
she is so hot it's not even funny.
What year is Terry Hatcher's prime?
Do Soap
1988.
Dish?
Yeah, I don't think she's aged well.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. Soap dish. So this is the segment of the show that we just look up.
And she was also in Tango and Cash with Kurt Russell and
Yeah, she's
Sylvester
got a
Stallone.
certain look to her.
yeah.
John Judd saying Marissa Miller, but there was some other girl.
Hold it. Is that the chick from Saved by the Bell?
There was another girl named was it not Marissa?
No,
What the
I
hell
tell you
was-
what, Marissa Tomei still holds
She's
up.
her in.
Oh, my God.
My cousin Vinny
My
was
cousin-
awesome.
exactly,
Oh,
my
yeah,
cousin
yeah.
Vinny.
But now,
She's still phenomenal.
Jennifer Connelly. Oh yeah, that's.
she made a beautiful Aunt May.
Oh, that okay. So that's.
Or I'm sorry,
She looks like who's the chick? She looks like Demi Moore. This Jennifer Connelly looks like Demi
Jennifer
Moore.
Connelly's beautiful, I'll tell you what.
What's her name? Still holds water.
This movie could not
White
be
Man
played
Can
against
Jump.
it. Oh,
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore looked
she
good
was
back
in
the
White
day.
Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, wasn't she?
Yep. Yep.
But Demi Moore still, she looks good today, but she was
But
rocking
also
it back
the
in
chick
day.
in Fifth Element, as it's up in her prime in Fifth Element. I don't know who she is, but she holds
Daisy
up.
Duke.
Daisy Duke.
Alyssa Milano can suck my.
That's it.
Who is from? Does anyone know who's from Saved by the Bell? You know who I'm talking about? The
I
brunette.
do. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
They did a Saved by the Bell remake, and
yeah.
some of those girls
They don't age as
look
well.
like they
her last name's
Look
Thayson.
at that right there.
look like they
Yeah.
saved by the pastry shop. Filled out.
Rosie Lopez.
What's her name? Thayson?
I don't know what her name is. Yeah, Tiffany Thiessen.
Tiffany Thayson. She's a
Tiffany
beautiful
Amber
girl.
Thiessen.
But again,
Rosie,
by the-
everyone's just putting. I mean, this has been the most comments of anything. Tiffany
Yeah,
Amber
Tiffany
or something.
Yeah, that's her. Good name.
Just go ahead and just keep this going because we're almost at 200 comments. So thank you.
What is?
Just overall prime. Overall 10.
who
Who's
is
a 10
Blair?
of 10s? Okay, let's pull away from actors and actresses.
and I'm going to hit you on this one. Stephanie says Seymour.
I don't remember that one.
Stephanie Seymour?
Yeah, Stephanie Seymour. She was.
Frank
in-
says the multi-pass chick is hot.
Yeah.
She was in,
she's hot as shit, man. I'm watching it right here.
Yeah.
She was in the.
Stephanie Moore?
Yeah.
Tiffany Amber
Fifth Element.
something.
No.
Oh, yeah,
that's not
she's-
her.
The chick from Fifth Element.
Sizemore.
Sizemore?
Yep. She was in that series with
Kathy Ireland. Yep.
Heart to Heart.
Okay, let's back
Remember
up
Heart
here.
to Heart?
We're not talking actors and actresses. We're just talking flat out popular culture, right? And I'm gonna chum the waters with this one. Here's my 10 of 10s. 10 of 10s, Shakira.
No.
Like lately,
no.
like
Shakira, even at 55.
No.
is she
Look
55?
Look at Shakira
I saw her
right now.
lately, and I was like,
Look at Shakira right now. But Shakira in her prime.
Elizabeth Hurley beats her hands down at the age.
Look, both of them come knocking on the door. Ron, just shut the fuck up.
Listen, if either one of them come knocking on my door, I'm gone. But the odds of that are like 0 to 0.
So you're saying there's a chance. Who's your 10 of 10s? Mine's Shakira.
No,
Who's your 10
so
of
you're
10s?
saying they're saying there's a chance. The chick that was in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah, she was.
Who?
Beautiful
Are
girl.
you saying Mary?
Yeah.
Nah, she's a redhead.
wait,
Mary Swanson.
Mary Swanson,
I was way
Samsonite.
off. Swimming.
Oh, yeah. Nah,
Swimming.
she had a nice little butt, but that was about it.
what's her name from something about Mary?
Oh, Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz in
she's-
her prime.
well,
though.
No. Even lately, she came out today. She redid the whole thing with the hair.
No way.
yeah.
Yes, and
Cameron Diaz.
yeah,
Yeah, she aged well.
she's trending.
She's got
right
a good
now.
look.
Yeah.
She was in, what was that, Bad Teacher?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
She was hilarious. in
Marissa
that.
Miller. All right, John. Now that you're typing in all caps,
Who's that?
I'll go. Let's take a look here. I thought Marissa Miller was
She sounds white.
very white, very white. You know who else was a killer from my childhood was Brooke Burke.
Yep.
Oh, shit,
I met
John.
her.
You met Brooke
I
Burke?
met Brooke Burke. We were
All right,
at
Marissa Miller, she gets
we were
a
at
pass.
some event, and I was sitting with Kathleen, and she knew I already had a thing for her, and I was like, "There's Brooke Burke," and she's like, "Go say hi." She's like, "Kathleen, go say hi to her." She's getting ready to eat dinner. She's cutting her fucking meal. I walk up to her and I'm like, "Can I take a picture?" She was perturbed. She was pissed. She got up, took a picture. I need to find the picture because I was like, and she was like.
No, Pops. I don't know if you know this, but Pops has been to the Playboy Mansion.
Yep.
Yes, I know that.
When the Playboy show
When it
was
was
going
good,
on.
yeah.
Yes.
That's when like Kendra. That's another 10
Yeah,
of 10s.
Kendra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kendra in person does better than she does on TV.
I can see that.
Better than TV, and
Well, you
that
know
was a
what?
10 of 10s on TV.
And I'm surprised to hear that because when I used to do comic convention all the time,
Huh?
they bring in Playboy bunnies all the
Westgate's
time.
coming up with all these fucking names.
Holy shit, that's a look too. That Eliza.
Personal appearances and stuff, and every last one of them looked like shit compared to their Playboy
Mila
photos.
Kunis.
I tell you, that last one you put together there, John, you're on the board,
Eliza?
man.
I don't
That's
know
a
that.
good. Have you seen that? Here's
That's
yeah,
Eliza?
that's a good look.
Yeah, but you know what? She's old enough to be my daughter.
Hey,
So
Yeah, I mean
She knocks
that's.
on
I'm
your
just
door.
glad I'm.
So
young
when I
enough.
went to the Playboy Mansion, my wife was insisting that I go. Right, I was going. I had.
Hey, I want to shake your hand for that.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Because my mom would never let me do that.
he hung out with the Green Mile guy.
Yeah. Michael, what was his name? Michael Thomas, something or other. But anyway, we're at we go to the Playboy.
Yeah.
My wife's
Don't
like,
say
you
it
gotta
like
go,
that.
you gotta go. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm like, I said, okay, fine. So I go do this thing, and George Barris was my client at the time. So we went there selling. It was Mopars at the mansion. Really, really cool event. But this was the phone call the next morning. I call up. My wife picks up the phone. I go, how you doing? She goes, good. Did you have a good time last night? And I go, what's the right answer to that question? And she goes,
Amen.
if you had fun, that's fine. I go, I had a freaking riot.
Yes.
So, yeah, I had to make sure I qualified that question.
So you
real
saw the
quick.
grotto. You saw all
I
that
was in.
stuff.
I went in the grotto. Girls were swimming in the pool. It was something else. And
So you remember
yeah.
being
That's
in
part of the reason
school
why I
when you're
made this.
like, my dad's cooler than your dad? Officially, my dad is cooler than all of your dads.
Yeah.
I won't argue
Easily.
that.
Right?
at
So
all.
he gets invited to the Playboy Mansion by the guy who designed the Batmobile
I got to sit in the Batmobile and the Munster's
No,
hearse.
wait. Which
and the
one?
Munster's hearse.
And the Munster's
the
hearse.
original.
Oh,
And
The original.
The original Knight Rider car.
And then
I hate you.
hangs out at the Playboy Mansion with Kendra.
With George Barris.
I mean,
Oh, nice.
so yeah,
I
I
officially
win
hate
this.
you, Dave Frank.
I win
I
this.
understand. I hate me too sometimes, but I still have pictures. So, I started hanging out with this guy that's in charge today. He's the president of Kelly Blue Book. So he's at Kelly Blue Book, and he and I kind of buddied up, and we're sitting there shooting the shit. And this girl comes out, and I had a camcorder, right? But it was.
Yes.
I mean, it
Yes,
was
you
really,
did.
I was a really,
Not a
it was a
VHS.
really cool camcorder, right? So the guy's standing there, and he's got this girl, and she's like 3/4 naked, and he's like, I go, let me get a picture with you guys. So I'm holding the camera, and this dude has got this shit-eating grin on his face from ear to ear.
Thank you.
And he's got his arm around her, and she's sitting there, and I'm going, is it flashing? Are you guys seeing a flash? I mean, do you see it flash? They're like, no, it's not flashing. Well, hold on just a second. The whole time I'm videotaping this thing. And I'm going, how about a flash now? Nope. And this guy's just groping all over and shit. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, give him a kiss. Did it flash? Nope. Here, let's do it one more time. I do this thing. I got like 4 minutes of video, and this guy's like, please figure out how you can send that to me. 'Cause
I
this
have
was
that
all
video at my house.
pre-email.
I need to see that video.
I have that camcorder at my house.
We need to see that video.
The same
You need
camcorder that he
you need
probably had videotaped all of our
Yep.
Little League football teams
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Take that piece, transmit it into fucking MP3, whatever.
John,
Yeah.
if you're thinking De Armas is a 10, go ahead and watch that new show with Affleck, and you'll realize she's closer to Amber Heard than she is to De Armas, and that will ruin her for you.
I
Bitch
mean,
is crazy.
Westgate's coming out. Doria Baird. I mean,
All right. I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
This is what I had to suffer through at the Playboy Mansion.
Hang on, you just
How
have
do you still
pictures
have
on your
that?
photo?
How is that on your phone? That
You're
phone's
a
too
bear.
modern for that.
What do you got here? Hang on.
Hold on.
He's got
You
video
you
from
have
the
this on your
Playboy
phone?
Mansion. He's got it on his phone.
All right, so this is
I
a segment where we watch Pops relive his time at the Playboy Mansion.
By the way,
God.
Dave
Pops is
Frankston,
Are you watching the?
He's a
I-
legend.
Dave Frankston was already right here on my level. Now he's up here.
There you
That
go.
sorry fucker.
Yeah, that. I still got that.
Who ruined it by
Who
bringing up
would
Amber
keep
Heard?
that? I would keep that. I'd have it available 24/7 if I had it.
There was the grotto. Yeah, it didn't suck.
yeah, mind you, it took
No,
Dave
no,
maybe a
no.
second to pull
And
that
then they
up.
had
He
a
had that on deck.
Yeah. He's got a folder for that.
They had a lingerie deal.
I'm so proud
And
of
this
you.
one chick goes walking across, and I shoot video of her, and then she was on what's the American Idol. So this girl's, I got this video of her. She's one of the girls that's at this deal.
Definitely not Kelly Clarkson.
She was on American Idol, not this one, but she was on American Idol and then got kicked off because she was a Playboy bunny.
Pussies.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just here to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a separate
So
thing.
this
one
segment is
right
called
here.
"My Dad Is Better Than Your Dad." For those of you who are
Right
still
there.
hanging around, this
Yeah.
it's going to be
And
silent for a
unfortunately,
second,
I can't argue with you bastard.
right? But here we sit.
I'm just like the IRS. I'm just here to help.
Well, we closed like I don't know, 8 minutes ago. So
Oh,
should
yeah.
we close this thing up?
Yeah,
or-
we could do that.
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic about the new audio. I think this is the setup. We got something going here.
Yeah.
Shorty balls.
I can't be happier for you guys.
All right. Well, Adrian, take us out.
I don't know if I can. Ron, take us out.
Let me give it a shot.
Ass and titties.
Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it because we certainly enjoyed doing it. And check us next week, same time, same bat channel.
That's right.
And check out Tales from the Lounge tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And check out Adrian tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
And then we have something going on.
8 o'clock.
And we have something going on with
8 o'clock.
Nelson.
Yeah, we're coming up here for
Yeah, we'll
Cigar
be
Talk
here, yeah.
Live. One of these at 8 o'clock with
8
the
o'clock
man,
tomorrow
myth,
night?
legend.
Yes, sir.
So watch Tales from the Lounge, then jump right over and watch this show again tomorrow night.
And then catch us Saturday on Saturday at the shop.
That's exactly right. John, your dad flew B-52s in NAM. I greatly respect him. Greatly respect him. My dad is better. Adios, suckers. We will talk to you later.
Later, guys.
Peace. I'm just so excited to hear this audio.